My father and his wife disrespected me in my own home, so I just let them leave.
Not in your own home.
I, 29 female, decided to live alone 10 years ago. My parents divorced when I was 12, and after a traumatizing childhood and teenage years, including spicy-related abuse, not in my household, emotional and verbal abuse, I felt ready to live alone when I was 19. By the way, this comes from Juanita Mlando. But if you want to submit your own stories, just go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I met a guy in college when I was 18, and he decided to take the step with me. We rented an apartment together. Needless to say, that didn't work out, as he was also verbally and economically abusing me. We separated 2 years after we rented the apartment. When I broke up with him, I became very depressed. After going to psychiatry and being hospitalized in a psychiatric ward, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which helped me understand my exaggerated reactions whenever I had to face conflict. After telling the whole story, I think that this introduction will help you understand what I'm thinking. The whole trauma might be posted in a different post. Fast forward to 2.5 years ago. I started to be very successful in my job. I graduated from college after facing many issues due to my mental health and got a management position in the customer service industry, which is very hard in the country I live in. I met a guy in October 2022 who we'll call Nick, 35 male at the time, and I fell in love with him. We weren't a match, but we built a strong friendship. What I didn't know was that he would be helping me to build a backbone, something I didn't have, even when I decided to live by myself. Since I met Nick, I discovered how my oldest and dearest friends were stabbing me behind my back, how a friendship should work, and how people were stepping on my back to get money, favors, or a place to crash.
Good on Nick for showing you the true meaning of friendship.
Yeah. I realized how traumatized I am from my issues when I was younger and how my parents gaslit me my whole life to make me feel guilty about their mistakes. At the beginning of this year, I decided that enough was enough. I changed my apartment about 3 weeks ago, changed my phone number, and got rid of all the people who hurt me throughout my life, including my ex, the guy who lived with me, who stole $17,000 from me during a relationship and the friendship that came after the breakup. Nick was always there to support me. FYI, $17,000 is a lot of money in my country.
It's a lot of money in my country. I think it's a lot of money in most countries, unless maybe you're going by like pesos.
Enough to buy a whole apartment. Last week, my father, 60 male, and his wife, 59 female, told me that they would be coming to my place from a different city as they needed to run errands since they moved a few years ago to live in the countryside. As I recently moved from a 1-bedroom apartment to a 2-bedroom apartment, and I don't have enough furniture, I asked them to bring an inflatable mattress with them so that we could all sleep comfortably. I wanted them to sleep in the 2nd bedroom so my kitten wouldn't bother them in the middle of the night. They weren't willing to bring the mattress, and as soon as they arrived, they criticized my house, how my furniture was placed, how I didn't have enough cutlery or seats, how I placed the fridge, everything. I got mad. And for the first time in my life, I told them that it was my place and that they couldn't criticize how I live. I said that they were welcome here, but I didn't want them to move my things around as they wanted because it was my place. My father started to yell very loudly at me, telling me that I wasn't making him feel welcome in my place. And I yelled back at him that he shouldn't disrespect my house, let alone me at my own place. He yelled even louder, saying that he was my father and that he could do whatever he wanted in my house because he was my father. I said no, and he yelled that he would leave. Due to my mental issues, I have very strong panic attacks, and I had one at that very moment. I ran to my room and started breathing while he was still screaming from the living room. Ugh. I told him that when I go to his place, I don't move or criticize his house. After a huge argument, they left to eat lunch. When they came back, I had already controlled my panic attack, and after a couple of hours, I felt the urge to hug my father, which I did. Of course, they stayed on my sofa bed. Throughout the whole week, they kept criticizing everything and buying cutlery and the things they considered I needed. I told them that I understood they wanted to see me living in a great place, but my priorities were not to buy kitchen stuff I didn't need when I live alone. I wanted to buy a new computer as I work from home, and my computer is breaking. I also wanted to clean the whole house, which was very dirty when I received it, take care of the garden, put a safety net so my cat doesn't escape when he grows, neuter him, he's a kitten but big enough now to go through the procedure, and purchase a new bed as my bed is old and my mattress is also getting damaged. All of that comes before thinking about decoration for a big apartment. A friend of mine came 3 days ago and they continues to criticize my house in front of her. I told them to stop and they still went on. After my friend left, I was feeling tired and went to bed, said goodbye, and tried to sleep without being able to. I was listening to a podcast with my headphones on. After I felt ready to sleep, I removed my headphones, turned around, and then I heard her. They were having spicy sleep on my sofa.
No, that's not my bed.
I'm usually open-minded, but I didn't expect my father to have spicy sleep with his wife in my house with me in it. Don't get me wrong. I don't care if they have spicy sleep.
I do. They shouldn't be having it.
It's their life as a couple, but not in my house. Why in my house? When I told them to respect my place a million times, I didn't think to expressly tell them not to have spicy sleep in someone else's house because I thought that they would respect someone else's temple.
That's an insane thing to do.
It really is. It was disgusting hearing them and what they said when they finished. I learned that the bed sheets I borrowed them got dirty. My sofa got dirty. And the thought of me cleaning that was terrible to me. The next day, my father left early and I told his wife that I heard them. She was shocked, and minutes later, she told me that it was normal. I know it is. And that they thought I was asleep. She thought I was cool with that because I had told her how my friends who are attracted to the same gender once went to my previous apartment. And while they were wasted, I noticed that they were feeling a little spicy. I told her that I was clear with them that my house wasn't for people to come and have spicy sleep, but I didn't think to have that conversation with my father and his wife.
So funny that it seems like OP was telling her a story about how her friends crossed her boundaries.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, my friends once like came over and we're all frisky and stuff. And I was like, hey, stop it. And then her, I guess, stepmom or something.
I guess so.
Seems like stepmom was like, oh yeah, so I took that to mean that we could also do that.
I decided to stop talking to them until they leave and go back to their town. Nick has been very supportive and he's the only one I rely on right now. I didn't want to have a confrontation, but I'm usually very open and talkative, so today they confronted me. My father started speaking, telling them that they didn't disrespect me in any way, neither by telling me what they thought about my house nor by having spicy sleep on my couch. That I was being disrespectful for the attitude I had with them the last couple days, that I wasn't making him feel welcome. He said that numerous times since this morning. At night, when he said that for the 20th time, I exploded. I told him that I felt disrespected and uncomfortable with what happened since they arrived. He didn't let me speak. And then his wife came into the room and started arguing with me, saying that she was a grown woman and that she was feeling like the adult was mad at a 15-year-old for sneaking with her boyfriend. I told her that it wasn't the case, that I like that they have their active relationship.
Don't say you like it. Don't say you like it. Stop.
But that they disrespected me. They said that having spicy sleep wasn't disrespectful, that I came from the same action, and that it was me who was exaggerating, and that feeling disrespected was out of line. So your feelings are out of line. Make that make sense. I don't understand. They said that I was open-minded because I accept attracted to the same gender people, but not enough to accept love between them when they love each other.
They're like, you like gay people, so why can't we have spicy sleep in your house?
Yeah.
Like, those are the same things.
Right. I mean, imagine if that just goes further. It's like, okay, I'll have spicy sleep right in front of you.
Yeah.
It's because you know that we love each other and you accept that. It's
they're like,
no.
They're like, queerness equals exhibitionism.
Yeah. But that's not what I meant. That's not the case. I told them that I support them having a relationship and that I want them to live and pass away together, but please stop crossing my boundaries. That's all it is boundaries.
It's just boundaries.
Come on. They said that this wasn't a fair boundary and that it was me being a brat.
Dude, you need to go to their house and have really loud spicy sleep.
Banging
malicious
on the walls.
Compliance.
Honestly, you don't even need to do it. You just make the noises.
Yeah. You
shake the bed a little bit.
You easy A it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
After another huge argument, they said that they would leave tomorrow and sleep at another family's house. But you know what else is ideal? Is you going to your favorite podcast app, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and search up OK Storytime to find more episodes with full stories just like this one. There is a little bit more. My father said that he would stop supporting me and not to count on him if I'm still thinking that they are in the wrong. I told him that I needed everything to calm down so that we could speak. He said no, and his wife cried that I'm being unfair. I'm not punting them out of the house. I was clear with them. But if they decide to leave, I'm not stopping them and letting them go. My father said that I'm ruining our relationship. I said I'm not, but he's doing it. So am I wrong? Am I the a-hole?
No, your parents are gaslighting you into thinking that, everything is your fault.
Yeah.
And every time you put up a boundary, it's actually you like hitting them with an axe.
Exactly.
And that's not true.
Exactly. This is like classic like signs of abuse that we know that she's had a history with these people. Yeah, if you can support yourself without them,
which
then,
it seems like you can.
Yeah, right? Like I
Yeah.
don't know what exactly he was referring to, but I mean maybe there's little things that we didn't hear about, but yeah, no, definitely not the a-hole at all.
No.
At all.
But that's the end of that story.
Woo.
And the end of this episode.
What?
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.